today. Let's find our sit bones and drop nice and tall. Hands on your knees, they can be face down or face up. So energetically, face down brings the energy within, kind of creates a circuit of energy circling within the body. Face up is for receiving. So if you'd like to bring some new energy in, face up is new energy that comes in. So take a nice deep breath in, grow long through your crown, drop out of your shoulders. And again, nice deep breath in. And let it out. And begin to settle in, sinking down into your sit bones, growing long in your crown, remembering what it feels like to be on your mat, noticing what it feels like to come in to your own space. I love my mat if I'm having an experience of being able to solve something. I'll step on my mat, even if it's just for a minute, 2 or 3 cat-cows, and it always helps to clear the mind. Because I find that when I step on the mat, my monkey goes, oh, we're going to do that. So as your chatter goes on in the back of your head, just give some gratitude to that thinking mind and then turn away and notice your breath. And we're going to do 3 long, deep breaths, and then we're going to do some alternating nostril breath, kind of balance out the brain. So nice long inhale, nice long exhale, nice long inhale, nice long exhale, and one more time, nice long inhale. And nice long exhale, bringing your right hand up, allowing the pinky finger and the thumb finger to come out. We're going to take a nice deep inhale through the left nostril. So close off your right nostril, inhale. Close off the left nostril, open the right nostril, and exhale. Inhale through the right nostril. Close off the right nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, and on your own, exhaling with the right. We're going to do a few rounds. I'm going to grow quiet. And if monkey begins to jump in, just bring your attention back to the breath. We're going to do 3 more rounds. Two more rounds, always ending with the exhale on the left nostril. And as you complete that last breath, close your eyes, go within, find where normal breath is now. It might be shallow, it might be deep. And notice how the energy moves through the body. Just notice. Notice where you feel the tingling, perhaps the coolness or the warmth. Alternating nostril breath is always a cooling breath. So a lot of times the body will cool. Just notice where you might feel that. And then as you're feeling that, begin to circle around the body. Starting with, doesn't matter which direction you go, just notice which direction you're going. Start with little circles. Begin to warm the base of your spine. In Kundalini Yoga, the Kundalini energy is at the base of the spine. That's where it sits. And so I have a tendency to start counterclockwise, because then as we go, we're going to pause and go clockwise. And in Kundalini Yoga, the energy goes both directions. It goes clockwise and counterclockwise. And then it intertwines and crosses between each chakra system. And that's where our energy systems are. Taking a nice deep breath in, making those circles bigger. Making them bigger. And then pause, and with a big circle, go the other way. So we're going to start with the big circle, going the other way. Going long in your crown, keeping your ears back over your shoulders. Sometimes the head wants to drop forward. That's kind of our new way in the world. And then begin to feel those big circles come in a little bit. Medium circles. And then coming back in to small circles. And see if you can feel the body not necessarily moving, maybe slowing down, pausing, but the inside of the body is still going. You can feel the circular motion of the energy. Breathe into it. And then on the next inhale, inhaling the hands up overhead. Nice long inhale. Exhaling down center line and beginning again, swooping the arms out, inhaling them in, exhaling them down. So almost as if you're stretching your wings. Really follow the breath. See if you can deepen that breath. Take those lungs to the edge. Two more. Nice, big, reach those arms out. Exhaling it in, last one, reach them out. Exhaling them down, pause at the heart. Feel what it feels like, take one big breath. Blow it out. And reverse it, inhale. Go the other direction. So the shoulders are circular joints. We're going to open them up. We have a tendency to carry a lot on our shoulders. We're moving into fall. This fourth quarter of the year is going to be a really amazing experience. This is when everything we no longer need, we can shut off. So imagine that you're breaking out of your chrysalis and you're shedding off the cocoon of the caterpillar. And you're stretching your wings of the butterfly. And follow your breath. We're going to do two more. Nice deep breath in. Exhaling it out. Last one. Nice deep breath in. And exhaling it out. And we're going to slide right off of our blanket and come into the long way of your mat, coming into Dandasana, seated staff pose. So when I make this transition, I always have to kind of ease into it, especially when it's first in the morning. My hamstrings are always, always tight. First move of the day, bring your hands down beside you just so you can get the sense of growing tall. If you need a strap to begin with in the morning, that's fine, you can do that. Just kind of hook it around the balls of your feet, okay? So maybe take a nice deep breath in, inhaling up, exhaling, flying forward. See where your hands come to. If you need your strap, this is the place to do it. Grow long in your crown and head straight forward, hinging at the hips. Knees are soft yet straight, so lengthen through the heels. Continuing your journey forward, breathing into it. We're going to do 4 more breaths, nice, long, slow, deep breaths, slowing it down. As I woke up this morning, the magic number is 5. So 5 breaths total. And last one. Releasing the strap down, inhaling those hands up, circling them all the way around, coming right behind you, placing them behind you, inhaling, point those toes, lift straight up into reverse plank, grow long in the crown. Nowhere to go. Open that front body. Just a little teeny back bend. It may not feel like a back bend, but it is a heart opener, which is a back bend. 2 more breaths. Last one. Exhaling, lowering down, inhaling those hands up overhead. Exhaling, diving forward. Finding how you might be closer to reaching those toes. And if you're not, you can pick your strap up, invite that in. Lengthen through your crown. Notice as you lean forward, where is your head? So there's a play in the neck where your head drops forward or you can pull it back. Oftentimes we know it as like the chicken, where you chin forward, chin back. Bring that chin back, then lengthen through the crown, then dive forward with your heart. Little intricate movements. Notice what's happening in the pelvic floor. This is a gentle lift through the pelvic floor versus a cinching down. Gentle lift. Nice long inhale. Exhaling, lowering it down. Inhaling your hands up overhead. Exhaling them around. Find your breath. Inhale, lifting up into reverse plank. Find where your strength is in your core. Lengthen through that crown. Find your breath. 2 more. Last one. Exhaling down, inhaling, lifting those hands up. Exhaling, diving forward. Where's your edge? Where is your edge? My edge is not yet at my toes, so I'm going to pick my strap back up. Give my legs the sense of lengthening, dropping out of the shoulders, drawing my head back, going long in the crown, hinging at the hips. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Focusing on your breath. One more time. Exhaling, full expression forward. Inhaling your hands up. This time as you circle them around, scoop that left knee up into standing, okay? First, establish yourself on your sit bones. And then with your left arm, circle it around and come into a nice big twist. Make Make sure that pelvic floor is engaged. Now, 3 levels here. Level 1 is scooping your arm around your leg. Level 2 is bringing your arm to the other side of your leg. And level 3, I can't even demonstrate, but you hook your arms all the way around. This one comes underneath your leg, and you pretzel into it. So those of you who are super stretchy, have done yoga a long time, and you want to do level 3, you can. I'm hanging out in level 1 because sometimes growth happens by backing off. When we push and we push and we push, we oftentimes meet resistance. We find a level of where growth says, no, you're resisting being still, so I'm just going to keep resisting growing. So back off. Give yourself the space to create something different. 2 more breaths. Inhale that back arm up. Circle it all the way around. Coming back into the front. Lengthening through that leg. Inhaling both hands up. Notice the difference of the left side to the right side. Exhaling, flying forward. Notice how is your forward fold. Draw those ears back. Draw those shoulders down. Nice deep breath. 2 more breaths. Last one. Inhaling those hands up. Exhaling it down. Drawing that right knee up. Same thing. First, establish your sit bones. Now, I have a little bit of extra tissue in the front of my body. That's okay. I'm just going to take a hold of it and pull it with me as I come into a twist. Moves it out of the way. I'm going to bring that left arm around my knee. Inhale that right arm, circle it around all the way back. That just deepens the twist. Grow up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in. Find where this posture holds you. Now, I'm catching myself leaning back, taking a vacation. What does it feel like to grow up tall? Take the weight off of that hand. Excuse me, breathe into it. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. See what it would feel like to look over that shoulder. Two more breaths. See what it feels like to deepen the twist. This is about the time that the body begins to soften into whatever posture we're doing. Inhaling that hand up, circling it around, coming back to the front, lengthening through that right leg, inhaling both hands up, exhaling, diving forward. So we're going to hang out in this forward fold for, quite a few breaths here, maybe 1 full minute. So as you begin to soften into this, notice what's happening in the shoulders. Draw them down, lengthen through the crown. If you need your strap, use it. Tip that chin just slightly, but draw the head back over the shoulders and grow long through the crown. So when I draw my head back and grow long through the crown, there's a lengthening in my spine that happens all the way from my tailbone up to the crown of my head. So that's the sensation that you're looking for. Takes a little practice, takes some playing with where does my spine lengthen? Where does my breath deepen? Noticing that if you engage your quads, pull those kneecaps back, it gives you a little more space in the forward fold. Three more breaths. All those little intricate movements dropping out of the shoulders. Lengthening through the crown, drawing back in the ears. Breathing into it. One more breath. Full expression of forward fold. Inhaling those hands up, circling them both all the way around. Point those toes, lifting up into reverse plank. Being mindful that if reverse plank is not with you today, don't do it. You could just set your hands on the floor, that's okay. Do a full expression of Dandasana or reverse plank. Find your breath, breathe into it. Nicely done, one more breath. Full expression on the exhale. Inhale, lower down, toes draw in. One more Dandasana just for the sake of it. For 3 breaths. Very nicely done. Inhaling the hands up, releasing them down. We're going to spin our legs around and come onto our side. Actually, you don't even have to do that. Just roll on your side here. Same strap. I have to hook it around my ankle just because I'm still working through lengthening my quads. That's what we're going to do. So sliding down, you have the choice. You can put your hand underneath your head. It does put a little pressure on the neck. So I have a tendency to lay my head down or on my arm just to be able to lengthen through. Find your side body, take a hold of your ankle, or you can take a hold of the strap. I might be able to get this side. Oh, look at that. I can. So the trick here, if you are having a hard time balancing, bend that back leg just to be like a kickstand to hold you. And then work your knees together, work them down like you're holding a block, and then draw that leg back. Engage your core, draw it back, feel it in the quads. So the quads are the tops of your legs. Breathing into it. I'm going to wiggle all over. Find your breath. So this is not like downward dog or triangle or anything like that, but it is a really, really important posture because we have a tendency to not lengthen our quadriceps that often. Now, what would it feel like to kick into your hand? Kick into your hand, a little active stretching here. When you kick into your hand, like you're gonna straighten your leg, but it won't because you've got a hold of it, it gives you the ability to lengthen that muscle. Now, soften out of that kicking and notice how you can draw that foot a little closer to your behind. Make sure and work those knees together. There you go. They don't have to be touching, they just have to be engaged. One more time, kick into that hand, kick into it. Breathe into it. And release it. Release that heel to your bottom. Pull that leg behind you. Feel a little bit of it in the psoas, which is the muscle deep in your belly. It actually attaches to that upper leg. And then release it down. Nice and slow. If you're hooked around your belt, take it off. Bring that foot around in front of you and just let it stand. Take a hold of your knee. You're going to just do a little bit of a pull towards your nose. You're actually not going to bend your nose. So what this does is this catches the IT band through the piriformis, which is deep in your bottom, and across the gluteus medius. Gluteus medius has a really big role, and it's not a very big muscle. It's a stabilizer. Nicely done. And if you can't get your foot in front of you, that's all right. It can be back here. Just do your best. See if you can set your heel down on the floor. Nicely done. Keep breathing. And release it out. Point the toe, flex the toe, point the toe, flex the toe. We're going to bring that foot back in front of us again. So taking a hold of it, setting it down, lift that inside thigh up. Point and flex that other toe. Who knew that lying on the floor could be so much work. So you can breathe with this pointing and flexing. And release it down. Just give yourself a little bit of a hug here. And release it out. And straighten it out. Point those toes. There you go. Now, let's take this toe pointed and lift it straight up and flex it. You have the space to take a hold of your toe. If not, this is where you can drop your strap over your foot. A little bit of balance happening here. If your core is on vacation, you'll wobble back and forth. Can't reach your toe, you can grab behind your ankle. You can grab behind your leg. Not behind your knee though. Avoid that knee cavity. Okay? 2 more breaths. And release it down slowly. Ooh. Now I'm going to press up and turn around. If you want to continue to look at me, you can do the same, or you can just roll over onto the other side. So coming down onto the other side, I can grab my ankle. Let's see if I can. Yep. So if there's an imbalance in the leg, see how my knee is up? That's because this is my left side and I've been working with healing this knee. It's getting so much better. I couldn't even grab my ankle a year ago. I couldn't even bend my knee a year ago, so yay. This is awesome. This is how yoga will heal the body. It requires patience. If you're going to use your strap, hook it around your ankle. There you go, good. And then bring that pelvic floor up, belly button back, and knees working towards each other. Now, my leg is straight, but if you're wobbling, you can kickstand it. Just pull that foot back, creates like a kickstand, your lower foot, and then you wobble less. Now, isn't it interesting? There's always one side that we have more balance on than the other side. And I'm way more balanced on my right side today. Well, that's really cool. Engage your pelvic floor, belly button back, lengthen through your crown, kick through that foot, active stretching. So when you are pulling, when you have a hold of a body part, and then you're engaging the opposite muscle. So the opposite muscle here is, we're stretching the quads, so we're engaging the quads instead of stretching it while we're trying to kick our leg out, and then soften it. And notice how much closer your heel comes to your bottom. And then kick it out. And release it in. Being mindful that if you have any knee injuries, use your strap. Use your strap. And release it in. Last time, draw it in. Full expression, and then release that out, lengthening that out, coming all the way out, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, and then draw that foot in. Notice how this side's different when you set it here, and we're gonna just work with the piriformis, the gluteus maximus and medius. So first, allow yourself to set your foot on the floor. Grow long and just let this be what it is. Sometimes just setting that foot on the floor gives your body the space to let it unwind in the hip. Find your breath. Yes. So the work is bringing it more in front of you. So if your foot's over here, start here. And if this is challenging, get so that your foot will press into the floor into standing. And then as you're working, you can bring it more forward. So it's kind of like sitting in easy pose and allowing your knees to fall open. Taking a hold of that knee, just pull it in ever so slightly. You'll feel the stretch and the happening in the hip. What would it feel like to soften in the hip? Does it have more space to open? Maybe. All right, now lift up that inside thigh. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. 3 more. We're breathing while we're doing this, by the way. 2 more. And last one. Nicely done. Set it down. Release that leg out. Lift it up. I guess we should point and flex also. If you have the space to take a hold of your toe, you can do that. You can also drop your strap over the ball of your foot and pull it forward. If you have to kickstand it, you may. Breathing into, remembering this is the place where you can take a hold of your leg behind your thigh, behind your calf, grab your toe, wherever you are, feel the opening. Now, see if you can lengthen through that bottom leg. Maybe I can. Engage my core. There it is. Nicely done. Release it down, coming all the way down, rolling over onto your stomach. Hands come underneath you. Lengthen through the right leg, through the left leg. Grow up nice and long, and then just get that full expression of being flat on your mat. And then curl the right toe under the left toe under and press all the way back into downward facing dog. Lock in to full expression of dog. And notice how dog feels different after doing all those hip and leg openers. 3 more breaths. Nicely done. Take a nice deep inhale through that right leg and then exhale it all the way up in between your hands, coming into high lunge or low lunge. So your call today, if you want high lunge or low lunge. If you are a block user, and I'm going to be a block user today, this is the place where you find your blocks. So if you have to come out of it to put them at the right end of the mat, then that would be awesome. You can do that and then come back into high lunge. So the trick with blocks is that it takes the work and makes it less strenuous. So it's kind of like if you're digging a hole without a shovel and then you go and get a shovel. You can still dig the hole without the shovel, but it makes it way less strenuous having a shovel. Takes the pressure off. So high lunges here, low lunges, knee on the floor, okay? Breathing into it. We're going to take the left block and set it next to the right foot. Inhaling and spinning open into twist. Sinking down, letting those hip points come down, coming into a twist. I'm moving, you guys keep staying. Noticing where your hips are. Now, what helps to make your twist a little bit deeper and a little more supportive, you check the pelvic floor, and then, as if you're going to draw your knees together, it will deepen the twist. Squares off the hips. Keep breathing. Sinking down just a little bit lower. Three more breaths, you can do it. Last one, inhaling, coming down. If you're using your blocks, sink back down into it. All right. Set the blocks to the side. Let your hands come to the floor and step forward. Might take 3 steps to come into forward fold. All the way down. Do a few little just knee bends so that you can get a sense of where is my forward fold today. Just soften the knees and then lengthen through the hips. Soften the knees, lengthen through the hips. Soften the knees, lengthen through the hips. Now next inhale, we're gonna roll up, circling those arms all the way around, just like where we started. Exhaling the hands down center line. Inhaling, circling the hands around. Exhaling them down center line. So we're only doing the arms. Inhaling, circling around. Exhaling them down center line. One more time, circling around. Exhaling them down, pausing. And standing Anjali Mudra. This is just a really beautiful break. So like child's poses to floor work, or maybe to any work, standing Anjali Mudra is also a break, a pause. What's happening in the body? Is there ease and flow? Is there resistance? Just notice. On the next inhale, drop the hands down, circle them around. Exhale, swan dive forward. All the way forward, step the right foot back into high lunge. Or for those of you working in low lunge, go to low lunge. Bringing your blocks back in. If you don't have blocks, use the floor. So high lunge is here. Sinking down into it, squaring off the hips. Bring that right block in next to the left foot. Engage the core. Inhaling, spinning open. Finding your breath. Sinking down, square off those hips. Draw the knees as if they're going to work together. Find your breath. Keep breathing. If you don't breathe, you'll pass out, then you'll breathe again. The knees traveling to the little toe. Find the balance. Find the opening. Three more breaths. You can do it. Inhale through those fingertips. Exhaling, coming back down into high lunge. Give it a nice, or low lunge. Give it a nice sink forward. Really sink forward. Notice how those hips are way more open. Set the blocks aside. Step that back foot forward. Couple kicks might take 5 walks up. That's okay too. Sometimes the body does it really beautiful and gracefully, and sometimes it just needs some help. Drop it down. Let that crown go. Sink those knees. Lift it up. Sink those knees. Lift it up. Sink those knees. This time, lift it up, engage that pelvic floor, and rise up all the way. Exhaling the hands down center line, coming into standing Anjali Mudra. Nicely done today. Very nice. Draw those ears back over your shoulders, lengthen through your crown. On the next inhale, drop them down. Inhaling, circling around. Exhaling, swan dive forward. This time we're going to step the left foot back. Left foot back. And we're going to walk up. So right hand onto your knee. Left hand onto your knee. Right here, coming into warrior one. Sink that back foot down. Open the heart, cartwheel open into warrior two. So you're probably all facing different directions. Just know you're in warrior two. You're going to slide across the body and let that elbow come down onto your knee. So in order for the elbow to come on the knee, you've got to sink forward and then bring that arm up as if it's going to reach the ceiling. Really engage all the muscles of the arm. Spin the heart open. Spin the heart open. . And then reach that hand all the way up and over. There it is. Find your breath. Sinking a little note lower in that front knee. And sometimes we start to come out of it because the quad's not strong. 2 more breaths. Last one, continue the cartwheel down. Coming back down to high lunge. Step that foot forward. Drop all the way forward in the forward fold. Hold it here. No squats, just lifting through the tail. Full expression of forward fold. What can you let go of to be able to fold into it? On the next inhale, begin to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, bringing the arms out and around, circling them all the way up. Exhaling, hands down to your heart. Open your eyes if you're dizzy. Take a pause here if you're not. Close your eyes, keep them closed. On the next inhale, drop the hands down, circle them around. Exhaling, diving forward, hands on either side, stepping that right foot back, left foot is forward. Sink into the knee, build yourself up. Left hand, right hand. Open up into warrior 2. Now, think about sinking down into that quad. Hand comes down onto that quad. Reach for the ceiling, really reach. So each little intricate movement is doing something. This movement right here is strengthening the arm. Turn that hand, reach it all the way over. Now we're opening the side body. Feel it from the outside edge of your foot all the way to your fingertips. Sinking down into it, breathing into it. Find your breath. Keep working into that quad, sinking down into it. Two more breaths, you can do it. Circling it down. This time, instead of stepping forward, we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Coming back into dog right here. Full expression in dog, heels to the floor, heart to your knees. Really fold into yourself. Let go of your head. Work that heart forward. Breathe into it. On the next inhale, we're going to lower down into tabletop, but walk those knees forward. Spin yourself around, coming down into seated with your feet and standing. So, hands come out beside you. Remember, level 1 is right here. Level 2 is here. Level 3 is here. Work at your level. So right here, we're going to just start by leaning back a little bit, and then coming up, and then leaning back, and coming up. So find your breath. Belly button to their spine, keep breathing, drop out of the shoulders, lengthen through the crown, creating a nice concave tummy. Two more. Last one, hold it right here, hold it, hold it, hold it. Hands come behind your knees, roll down. Hands come up over, lengthening tall, lengthen through both feet, straight up, flex those toes. So as if you're standing with your feet hips distance apart. Imagine that I'm standing on the ceiling, kind of folded in half, bringing those hands straight up in front of you, lifting it out of your shoulders. We're gonna reach for the right hand to the left foot, and down, left hand to the right foot, and down. So now you know the motion. I have to breathe so I can tell you the breath. So inhale back, exhale out. If your neck starts hurting, lengthen through the crown, look at the ceiling. Rather than your toes, you know where your toes are. Keep going, you can do it. Belly button to the floor. 3 more each side. So slow it down. If you're going fast, slow it down. 2 more. That might have been 2, but we're going to do 1 more for a good measure. You can do it. Look at the ceiling and lower it down. Rest that head. Bring those knees in. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a big hug. We're not done yet. Rest assured, we're not done. Okay, so hands come down on the floor. There's 3 levels here. Level 1 is kick your foot up to the ceiling and down. Okay, that's 1. Level 2 is out. Okay, and level 3 is down. Okay, so there's that. Most of us are probably about level 2. Okay. But if this is your first journey into core work, make sure and start at level 1. There's no need to be a hero. You don't have to do level 3 the first time you've ever done this. You don't ever have to do level 3. It's okay. So, breath work. The exhale is on the work. So the work is out, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So are we ready to continue on with this? This is only half of the posture. This is only half of the yoga bicycle. This is the lower half. So this might be where you are. And if it is, stay here. For those of you who are ready, keep pumping those legs like you're riding a bicycle. You can put your hands behind your head without pulling on your neck. You're going to go elbow to opposite knee. You probably won't touch your elbow to the opposite knee, but this is when level 1 comes in really handy, because sometimes inviting the upper body into the work with the lower body creates a really deep challenge. We're going to do 3 more. You can do it. If you are taking a break, that's okay too. Make sure and stretch out. Last one. Right here. First, bring it in. Give yourself a big hug. Big hug, big hug, big hug, big hug. Now, open the arms over your head. Lengthen through fingers and toes. Point them. Take a big deep breath. Let it out with a sigh. we love forward. Yes, we do. So from right here, we're gonna scoop our shoulder blades underneath us, walk our feet in. We need to do a bridge today. We're not gonna do any meditation in motion, but if you want to follow your body, that's okay. I'm not gonna say no to ever following your own body. So hands down to the floor, scoop the shoulder blades underneath you. If you have a block, place it between your knees. Engage that pelvic floor, press through the feet, inhale and lift straight up into bridge. So when I invite you to put a block between your knees, this is what I'm avoiding. This is a different posture. Bridge actually is a working posture all the way from the bottom of your feet, up your lower legs, through the inside thighs, lifting through the pelvic floor, bring that belly button to the spine as you lift to the ceiling. It's a physics move. What goes down comes up. Looking at the ceiling, if you have to look at me or the screen, come out of bridge first. Find your breath. Everybody quit breathing. Where's your breath? On the next inhale, deep inhale, exhale, deeper. Little deeper in the expression of bridge. Nice deep inhale, deeper expression in bridge. Sometimes it's a movement, sometimes it's an intention. Find your breath. Five more breaths, count them out, do it slowly, no panting. Nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Two more. Release those hands, exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Release those knees to your chest. Ask yourself, oh great self, do I need anything else? Sometimes the body will want one more twist just because that's what it's used to doing. Sometimes it just wants to go straight into Shavasana. So as you find your journey into the last posture of the day, corpse pose, Shavasana, honor what the body needs. If it needs a blanket, grab a blanket to cover up with. Maybe it needs a bolster under the knees, so you can use your blanket as a bolster under your knees. Or if you're not comfortable lying flat on the floor, please bring your feet to standing and drop the knees together. Honor what you need. Release the feet open. Soften the quads. Let go of that pelvic floor. Allow the breath to be shallow as the mind slips away. Not here, not there. The day arrives when living the lie becomes so painful, there is no other choice except to step into truth. The soul patiently waits as free will runs the show. When free will and soul truth misalign, discomfort arises. This is guidance. When discomfort is present, step into truth. Feel the ease. We live in pain until we have the courage to live our own soul truth. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And as you're ready to roll to your right side, allowing the left heart side to be on top of the body. Give yourself the space to come back to now. And as you're ready to return to easy pose, we're going to end today's practice with one Om. A deep breath in and then Om. Namaste.
Namaste.